I fucking hate this skin so much, dude. He's so bad.
Oh! Whoa!
Where did y'all go?
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Big Texas back here today, bringing you a brand new video, and we're gonna be talking about the October 31st PC patch notes. I mean, these were released for console yesterday. Today is the 31st. Happy Halloween, by the way, everybody. And I just kind of wanted to go through the patch notes, kind of see what they were all about. They were kind of hard for me to find online without like going to a website that had a virus on it. I don't know if that's the same for other people, but I want to just read through them. I've already read through them once. Kind of talk about what I think about the changes, and then see if I agree or disagree with the changes by the end of the list here. It is actually a pretty sizable list. The update for the PC was 4 gigs, and Clay told me it was 12 gigs for the console, which that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but you know, I don't fully understand how all that works. But let's scroll down here. So we got patch notes for the multiplayer. So they added gun game playlist, mercenary deathmatch. That's nothing like super new. Chaos domination. This seemed really interesting though. 3-second captures, so you can cap really fast. 150 points per round. So I guess it's the first to 300 wins, and then it's also a 6v6. So that could be pretty chaotic. I imagine that probably being like super crazy. And then hardcore TDM, hardcore kill confirmed. Yeah, it's whatever. But then we're gonna scroll down to assault rifles here. We're dialing back some of the previous buffs to assault rifles to help close the gap in effectiveness between ARs and SMGs, allowing SMGs to be more effective at firing on the move. So they reduced the ADS movement speed on all assault rifles a little bit, and then the reduction to the ADS and transition speed for all assault rifles as well. So I think you won't be able to aim down sights as fast, and you won't be able to move as fast. So they're really trying to limit the ARs to that medium to long range fight, and they it seems like they're really wanting the SMGs to be the dominant close range force, which I definitely agree with that move. Looks like they did some stuff to the ICR as well, which they reduced the headshot damage. That confused me a little bit because, to my knowledge, there was no headshot multiplier in the game unless they're talking about with high caliber there. So that did confuse me a little bit. And then the slight reduction to reload speed. That's not a big deal. I don't think anybody's gonna lose any sleep over that nerf. But then the Vapor, this is a big one because this is my personal favorite gun in the game. They reduced the close range headshot damage. The damage now falls off sooner, so it doesn't have the range it used to have. And then the high caliber, they reduced the headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 3-hit kill. So that was the most broken thing about the Vapor, the possibility of a 3-hit kill, and I definitely agree with that. But I don't think they should have turned off the damage falls off sooner. I feel like they're literally making the Vapor, like, the reasons why I thought that gun was so good, now it's not. I mean, I'm glad I already have Diamond for all the ARs, because that would suck having to get it now, because high caliber and rapid fire is definitely the way to go on the Vapor. But that's all I did to the ARs. But now let's go down to the SMGs. And then mobility is primary strength of the SMGs, speeding across the map to engage or disengage quickly. Some of the close-range SMGs were performing quite well, while others struggled to compete with the rest of the category. This week's balancing pass levels the playing field between the SMGs. So on the MX-9, the first SMG, they extended the damage ranges, so it carries its damage over further distances. And then high caliber reduces the headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 4-hit kill. So I guess if you're barrel stuffing with that gun, with high caliber, you get a 4-hit kill, but I guess it's going to be a consistent 5-hit kill now at that short, medium to short range. And then the Cordite got extended damage on all ranges, which I thought was pretty crazy because I thought with the Cordite's like insane clip size, I thought the idea of that gun was that it didn't hit hard, but it had so much ammo that it didn't matter. But then the belt-fed operator mod got increased overheat rate. The GKS Quad Operator mod, slight time increase between bursts, nothing too big. Then the SAUGS. The SAUG Dual Wield Operator mod reduced hipfire accuracy. I am going to need to play the game to really see how that nerf went through, because I still have some doubts that just that is going to nerf that gun, because people could just like push against you and then they won't miss a bullet. So I don't really oh shit, my bad. Need to scroll down so you can see that stuff. So yeah, the GKS and the SOG right here is what we're talking about. and a yeah. So I think the balances between the ARs and the SMGs is definitely a right step, right? But I still feel like the kill time at a long range with the AR, if that's where you're wanting the ARs to be effective, they need to have like at least a 1 bullet faster kill time across the board. Because the Maddox, up close, the Maddox can rip you in 5 bullets, but like far, I've hit somebody 9 times with the Maddox across the map and they haven't died, and they didn't heal either, just because like the damage fall off is so ridiculous. So I definitely don't think that's the way that should go down. But let's get into some tac rifles here, and this is actually super cool that this is happening because I was just using the auger the other day and got gold for it, and I went on to use the ABR and it was a pile of trash, so I'm really extended that it got a pretty solid amount of buffs here. So the tactical rifles, we buffed the ABR to be more competitive with the other tactical rifles while stepping down its operator mod to keep it from becoming a crutch attachment. The Swordfish received some attachment adjustments as well. And then the ABR 223 extended maximum damage range. Repeater operator mod now takes longer to accelerate rate of fire. The stock, slight reduction in movement speed. So that's actually a nerf for the movement speed, but I think that's just looking at what they've done to the other stuff. I think that's probably a nice proactive nerf to the stock for this gun. And then the laser sight 2 improved hipfire accuracy, which I've been using the laser sight on the ABR and it didn't hit at all, so I'm really glad that they buffed the laser sight. And then the Swordfish, high caliber, reduced it. Can't get a 3-hit kill with it anymore, but you still can 1 burst. It's a 4-round burst gun, which that's crazy to me. I think it's the only burst gun in the game that you can 1 burst with, so that's pretty wild. But then the Pentaburst operator mod reduced extra granted clip size, so that's really good. So the Pentaburst, Penta means 5. It makes it a 5-round burst instead of a 4-round burst. So it's really, and it gave you as many, as many bursts as you had in the clip originally is the same amount of burst you would have whenever you put that on, because it would extend the mag for it. So that's probably a good nerf there as well. So going on the sniper rifles, yeah, the other sniper rifles needed help to fight King Paladin. We're giving these rifles reduced idle sway and upping their damage to help finish off wounded targets more consistently. So let's make sure I'm got this lined up right. We'll go down the Paladin. High caliber 2, hitting the lower torso on a full TAC 5 boosted enemy will no longer be a 1-hit kill. Makes me cry every time. The Paladin, I think, should be a 1-hit kill because it's just so clunky. But that's whatever. FMJ 2, improved damage against score streaks. Not a big change. Stabilizer 2, player can now hold breath sooner after previous hold breath, which I think that's probably a really good move for Stabilizer 2 because it didn't feel like an attachment that was really worth it, and now some people probably could find a lot of worth in that attachment. But then the big one that I'm excited for is the Outlaw got improved base damage from 110 to 130, which still doesn't give it a 1-shot, 1-kill potential for the body, but that definitely makes it to where if you're playing like a chaotic game type, you're going to be more consistently getting 1-shot kills because so many people are going to be weak. The 110 was just laughable for a sniper rifle. I don't even understand why they thought that was going to be okay, especially for a bolt-action sniper rifle. Honestly, I still feel like the Outlaw should get a 150 body. Maybe like sternum, like literally only the chest, 1-shot kill. Because the Paladin being the only sniper rifle in the game that can consistently 1-shot kill people is still going to give those other sniper rifles a giant disadvantage in the game. But they reduced the idle sway as well, increased base movement speed. The stock and slightly increased the ADS movement speed bonus as well, which that's great. The SDM, didn't really think it needed this buff. It increased the clip from 10 to 12. Don't really see the need for that. This gun is already fucking ridiculous. It 2-taps anything that moves, so now you're giving the player the ability to get 6 kills with 1 clip, whereas if I'm using an AR, I'm lucky if I get 2 kills with 1 clip, just because of the amount of time it takes to kill. So I don't agree with this buff at all. I think that this is going to become a problem, and they're going to revert this. And they reduced the idle sway as well. So like this gun was already godly because like it's a semi-auto. If you use the sniper scope on it, you're losing game. But if you put like a holographic sight or a shorter scope on it, you just melt everything in sight, and it's insane. But the Koshka got some nice buffs here. Improved damage from 120 to 140. Still, it's another one of those guns. I think it should just be a 150, like just to the sternum. We need at least one other sniper to combat the Paladin. And then the stock slightly increases the ADS movement speed bonuses, which you know, that's fine. And light machine guns, going into light machine guns, scrolled up a little bit too far there. Yeah, the Titan and the VKM 750, 50 cal, they were broken. I don't know if anybody's really ran into this. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the LMG section, but the Titan got reduced headshot damage, reduced hipfire accuracy, reduced ADS movement speed, and then the 50 got reduced movement speed while firing, reduced damage slightly, and then the Fat Barrel Operator mod reduced the bullet tracer size, which I've never seen or used the VKM 750 with that operator mod, so I don't know what they're referring to there, but that just sounds weird. And then the Hades, which is the one that has like the drum on the bottom of it, kind of looks like a super soaker. Its operator mod reduced movement speed and accuracy. I was getting peeled across the map by that, so I'm super happy to see that got nerfed, which that's great. And then let's just go on to pistols here. Let's see, sight reduction to ADS and transition speed for all pistols, which that's nerfing my Mozu a little bit, right? But you know, that's whatever. And then the RK7 Garrison, slight increase to the time between bursts, a slight reduction to reload speed. So you won't be able to shoot it as fast, but you'll reload faster. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one there. Weird to see how that goes. Let's move on to the shotties. This is a pretty big one because, again, from what I hear, shotguns are a bigger problem on PC than they are on console. But for the pump, the choke barrel, the one hit, one kill range was reduced for that, so thank God. But still, I feel like the Dragon's Breath Operator mod, even though they resolved the issue where the Dragon's Breath occasionally triggered incorrect visual and sound effects on targets, the fact that I could be hit by this shotgun and not pop my heal fast enough for the burn damage to kill, that's the problem with the Dragon's Breath. I agree that if you're going to use the Dragon's Breath Operator mod, then you deserve to, like, you know, the player does deserve to burn because you're taking a lot out of your class to do that, but you shouldn't burn so fast. If anything, I think if you have the Dragon Breath Operator mod, it should reduce the damage by 10, and then it would be fine. If you just reduce the base damage of the shotgun by 10 whenever the Dragon's Breath was on, then I think people would be able to actually outplay the Dragon's Breath instead of it just being a crutch for players that are just desperate for kills. So that's what it seems like whenever people use the Dragon's Breath. But then the SG-12, the Strobe Light Operator mod, which is a bitch to play against. Don't know if anybody watching this has played against that yet, but it fucks with you really, really bad. But the strobe light would stay on after they would die, so the gun would be on the ground, it would stay on. They fixed that. And then their live update is coming soon to reduce the range at which the strobe light interferes with enemy aim. And I didn't realize the strobe light like straight up interfered with your aim in game. I thought it was literally just like a light that just would like distract you and fuck with you, because I thought that's what it did. That's just an interesting one as well. And now we're going into attachments, and this is just consistent attachment buffs and nerfs across all weapons. And then this is a great one. This is the big one. A lot of people have been saying there's too much flinch in this game, and Grip 2 is now going to reduce ADS flinch. So that's just or mitigation. I don't know why I couldn't read that word there for a second. But reduces ADS flinch mitigation. So that's awesome. That means your flinch is just down. So if you're in a gunfight and you're getting shot at, your bullets won't kick off the person as much. So that's going to be a go-to for whatever gun has Grip 2 on it, for sure. And then the suppressor got reduced damage fall-off ranges, which I think is good because I found the suppressor completely useless across the board on all guns. So maybe it's not going to be so useless anymore. The holographic sight, the dual zoom, and the recon all got reduced ADS recoil, which I don't know if I agree with that all the way across the board for every type of gun. On LMGs, that's going to be broken. On ARs, it'll be okay. On snipers, I think it'll be okay. But on LMGs, all of that will be broken. They need to exclude LMGs from this category right here, if that's going to be a thing. But then this part right here, I didn't actually look at any of the specialist nerfs. They're making the ballistic shield longer to earn for Ajax. That's awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Nomad. Reduce K9 kill unit health by 10%. So they nerfed the dog? The dog sucked. Dude, the dog sucks. Why would they nerf the dog? What? What? Reduce team use pack or... Oh, okay, because that was some cheese. This is the guy that can put down ammo So instead of getting 50 points for every time a teammate picks up ammo, you only get 25. Because in the respawn game types, you can put that shit right at your spawn, and every time people spawn in, you're getting that. So that's like, if you're losing like 4 teammates every 30 seconds, so every 30 seconds you're copping 200 points straight to your streak. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely a good nerf there. I didn't even think about that. The Purifier has been restored to its former glory. Logan is gonna be fucking ecstatic about that one. That's really nice. Increased Purifier flame damage to be guaranteed eventual kill against the player who doesn't have tactical mask equipped. So if you get touched by it, you're gonna die. Oh. Alright. I mean, honestly, Firebreak's ult was kind of useless, but this sounds broken now. Uh-oh. Alright, going into Recon. Intelligence wins wars and Recon is living proof. We have intelligence that Recon's intelligence is too good, so we're reclassifying some of his sources. Reduced sensor dart duration resolved an issue where the voiceover would incorrectly state that the player's sensor dart was destroyed. Oh, okay, so they just nerfed the sensor dart and not his ult, because I didn't feel like his ult was too bad at all. Torque. Oh my god, they did a lot of stuff to Torque. Many in the community have embraced Torque with inevitable playstyles, though he's still struggling on a broader scale. We bolstered, is that what that? Yeah, we bolstered the effectiveness of his barricade to ensure he stays relevant to the team compositions. So they increased the earn rate for the barricade, increased the hit points for the barricade, so it's even stronger now. Addressed the issue that prevented the TACOM from telling the player that their barricade was taking damage. Okay, I didn't even realize the TACOM would tell you that your barricade was being shot at. I didn't even know that was a thing, because I used Torque probably a little bit, like less than Ruin, but I definitely use Ruin more than anybody. But let's get into Prophet here. I hate Prophet. Greatly increased Tempest projectile speed. I'm cool with that. Slightly increased the Tempest chain distance. I'm not so cool with that because I was already getting chained from way too far away. That's not cool. And then resolve the issue where being hit by an explosive charge would disable the Tempest charge, preventing further arcing. I mean, that was cool. I thought that was an interesting aspect. I thought they did that on purpose. They need to nerf the Roomba. They need to make the Roomba easier to counter. Like, they completely messed up with that. But that's all the things that they did to the Specialist. I was surprised they didn't see a Ruin update. Maybe like, because I feel like Ruin gets his ult super fast. But then again, I guess it's not the best ult. But let's get down into spawns here. Tune spawn logic and team deathmatch. They did some specific maps in Dom. Not gonna really worry about this stuff all too much. The gun stuff and the operator stuff was more than I'm worried about. Obviously, all this stuff is just tuning spawns. Literally, it's all just spawn fixes. The spawns in this game were pretty atrocious all the way through here. But then the gear. They increased the time to fully heal the player from stim shot. Damn it. I knew that was coming. It was a little bit broken. Resolve the issue where armor protected for more damage than intended when hitting the areas of the body. The damage multiplier, such as the upper chest, the primary effectiveness affects weapons, the chest modifiers, such as sniper rifles, or whether with high caliber 2. Why do they gotta make armor so fucking complicated? Take that shit out. Nobody wants it in there anyway. Alright. The acoustic sensor. Reduce the range of what sprinting enemies are detected. I mean, that's a good nerf. That's a good nerf. I mean, it's going to be banned in competitive, so I don't even know why I'm worried about that anyway. But this is the bane of my existence in Search and Destroy, especially for like the way that I like to play it. Dead silence. This is, what the heck? Reduce player movement volume and distance that the player equipped with dead silence can be heard by enemies. The intention for dead silent is not to be completely silent, but also not to allow enemies to hear your movement from longer distances. Okay, so they're just trying to find that perfect balance. Oh shit, my bad. I was a little bit too far down. Real. Yeah, right here is what we were just talking about. But then we got engineer. Where'd it go? Okay, engineer. Extraction helicopter and heights will no longer be highlighted by the engineer perk. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Score streaks, mantis. What? I didn't even know this was a thing. Resolve the issue where the mantis can be destroyed by touching the out of bounds area of the map. But they're not going to nerf anything else about the mantis. The mantis is the most broken score streak in the game. If you're not running the mantis in domination or hardpoint, like you're gonna lose if the other team is. I wasn't gonna say you're bad because you're not bad, but whatever. Let's move on. The dart increased explosion radius and damage. Definitely needed that. Players can now use a second dart when earning 2 dart score streaks. Oh, so you can stack the dart score streak now? That's kind of cool. Strike team. Prevent a strike team kills from contributing towards owner's kills without dying medals. Interesting. See, we got some gameplay changes. Reduced ranges required for long shot medals for assault rifles, tactical rifles, submachine guns, light machine guns. Oh, I wish I would have known that before I fucking got diamond for the ARs. Resolve the issue with a hard stop challenge 300 and all this stuff. It seems like for killing free for all resolve the issue. This is a maps icebreaker. Oh, we got a little bit of map changes. These could be important. Icebreaker, just to cover pieces, to discourage players from spawn camping. Added cover to the lower respawn side. Slums, adjusted cover pieces to discourage players from spawn camping. Several map fixes to adjust exploits and allow players to leave into the play space. It's not a big one. Theater, don't really care about. Then we get into Blackout. Hey, 100 player solos added. That's cool. Maximum player counts at 88 for duos and squads. It's odd. Speak some audio. Armor now allows more damage to pass through the areas of the body to have damage multipliers such as head or upper chest. For example, headshots now do more damage against level 3 armor. That's good. Character missions, don't care. Calling cards and challenges, don't care. UI. The resulting issue will yeah, don't care. Miscellaneous, don't care. Zombies, and then increased XP rate. Increased XP rate for hardcore and realistic difficulties. That's good. And then all this stuff. It just doesn't seem that important to me, so I'm not gonna go over it. And then we have some general stuff. Players can now invite players who are online but not in the game to their game party. So people who are still on the Battle.net thing without having the game launched, you can still send them invites now. Because yeah, that was annoying that you weren't able to receive invites whenever you weren't actually launched in the game. Because literally every other PC gaming platform has that, so that's a good little fix. But other than that, that's gonna be the end of the patch notes. I definitely think that this patch notes was good for the most part. I'm worried about the future of LMGs. Honestly, like if I'm scared about anything from this patch note, I'm scared that LMGs are going to become a dominant force at some point, or you're just going to run into it a lot whenever you're playing just casually online. That's probably not going to be good. I definitely think that in the next patch, I think they'll buff snipers again, because like I said, something needs to be able to combat the paladin, whether it be the Koshka or the outlaw. I really don't care, but it needs to be one of those two. I'm gonna be streaming today, so hopefully the SAUGS are fine. Hopefully, please. I'm just praying that they're nerfed, because those have been the bane of my existence for the past few days. But I hope you guys enjoy playing COD. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can with it right now. I'm gonna be going over all the patch notes as it comes out, as well as they come out and updates the game, because I'm trying to stay as knowledgeable about what's going on with this game as I can. And I'm also going to be thinking about doing some tip videos here soon for some PC players, because I think there are a few lines from playing this game on console that a lot of PC players don't have, because they never did play Call of Duty on console. And since I have an experience playing competitive Call of Duty on console and having the skill to play PC games at a pretty high level, I think it puts me in a pretty interesting position to give out some good advice for people hopping into Call of Duty on PC. So definitely be expecting some tip videos coming out soon, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Keep it sexy. Peace.